Good evening. Hopefully you do have audio. At least it looks like there should be audio. I did check that I was connected. Good evening from the Netherlands. It is 10 minutes before 8 in the evening. So it is 7:50 p.m. Central European Time. And also for those just checking in, there's actually Swedish bingo tonight, so I might have a little play of the Swedish bingo next to what we're going to be doing. We have to also decide on some projects. I have 3 options for work in progresses we could have a look at tonight. And then we will see how long we'll hang out, probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, kind of depends on how things flow. And Nightbot is here too. Nice. So, of course, I also checked in with some tea. It's just a classic black tea this evening with the taste of some forest fruit. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, actually. It's been a snowy day. It was snowing this morning, and then it started raining. And then the sun shined for a few hours, and then it started kind of snowing, raining again. Now it's just wet. We do have the weather command for Nightbot, as Nightbot has peeked in, so we do have the weather command. And the only thing you need to do is basically to type in weather and then either city by city name or a zip code. Again, if you are in a too small city, it might not know where you are and you might not get the right weather. But in my case, I do have a city not too far from me, about 10 minutes drive, which is reasonably big, and it usually pops up a nice weather request. As you can see, it's just about 2 degrees Celsius here, so that's 36 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing, but it's almost wind still. It's not much. And the current humidity is 84. Good afternoon, Sarah. Good afternoon. Here it is evening. It's pretty dark, actually. My curtains are all down. I'm hoping the light is okay. I had to remove a lamp or I was getting really, really bright in my face. Yeah, the weather for Minneapolis is definitely colder than here in the Netherlands because at Sarah's place it is a negative 7 degrees Celsius or just about 20 Fahrenheit. Wind is blowing from south-southeast at 5 miles per hour and the current humidity is 96. That sounds like, it's fair conditions. So I would say, I don't know if it's sunny, but it's clear weather and it sounds chilly, to be honest, chilly. Hello, Susanna, the Swedish Ayani hooker. Good evening from Sweden. Yes, I do. Quite sure it's cold in Sweden right now. It's definitely getting winter here in the Netherlands. So, and Sweden, by definition, always cold. The few times I've been to Sweden in the winter, it's usually been freezing. Yeah, that's just how it is. And I guess it depends also a little bit how far up you are, of course, because if you're all the way up towards Uppsala, it will definitely be colder than compared to if you are like at Malmö. And as a Dane, I do know some Swedes. And there's a bunch of lovely crochet Swedes too. So I have one project bag here, which is my diamond bag. So that was one project we could work on today. As I said, we need to decide on a project. This is the bottom of a tote bag. I'm making this in the Scheepjes linen soft, which is it's like a 2-weight yarn with linen, cotton, and a bit of acrylic in it. Susanna says she's in the Stockholm area, so about the middle. And Sarah says it's cloudy. It's cloudy and it's not too bad compared to it's January in Minnesota. So it could have been colder. But yeah, so that is option one we could work with. That is one option. Another option is that I find and grab the Jasmine tea shawl, which is not the Jasmine tea shawl, which is the Ceylon tea shawl, and continue on that. For those that were on my live yesterday, saw the painful experience of me frocking this bag, 20 plus rows, because I had forgotten a chain too. It was not pleasant. I'm happy I did it, in the sense of I will be happy when it's finished. I wasn't happy doing it. So this is where we are here. So it was larger and, well, I frocked it. So this is where we are. We could progress on that. Or we could, as a completely third thing, start on the shawl for the, and that's Drops Cotton Lights. And that would be the Butterfly Migration Poncho, which I also want to make. And we just finished a poll at my community tab, and there 50% of the votes went for the migration, the Butterfly Migration Poncho, and therefore it would be the logic part to choose to start on the poncho. But I haven't started on this yet, so we would have to probably gauge watch, and I'll have to find a hook and stuff like that. But I do have it reasonably close, so I could start on that. So the real question is, which of these projects should we work on? I don't know if you have any preferences, because I really don't. For me, it's just, I'm going to have to work it up regardless. Yes, Sarah, I had to frog it. It was, yeah, that was sad. That was sad. I would say if you ever have to frog and you feel frocking company, feel free to rewatch the last hour of my life from yesterday, because that was frocking and starting again. It was sad. But we got it started. And yes, it does look really nice. I've seen how it looks when it wasn't frogged. And the thing is, I frogged it because I had, like, the missing chain too, you would see it when it's blocked. And because I do block my shawls eventually, not all at the instant moment, but I do block them eventually. And because I do block them eventually, and I know it will be visible, I decided to frog back, which was, yeah, sadness. So the real question is, are we working on a bag? Are we working on a poncho, which I would have to gauge watch? Or should I continue on the Ceylon tea shawl? So, yeah. Oh, that's sad. So Susanna tells that she lost her crochet several months ago, so she's here to get inspired on whatever I work on. I guess that depends. Are you looking for something like they're all kind of different projects, right? I think the benefit with the bag here, it's gonna be a really nice tote bag once done. A little bit flashy summery, so you could like use it for a beach bag or something like that. And you know, just a solid cotton yarn could do as well. I have a linen yarn here, but a solid cotton yarn would probably work. Where the poncho is definitely wearable, and then of course the Ceylon tea shawl is, well, it's a shawl and it's a cape, so it kind of depends on, I guess, what you have available and what you're looking for. The poncho and the bag are both free patterns from Drops, and the Ceylon tea shawl is a paid pattern by Red Teapot Atelier. Unless you have Hobby Plus subscription, then you can download for free on Hobby Plus. Hello, Tank, and wonderful to have you here. Absolutely great to have you here. I hope you're doing well today. At least I know you're awake, so hopefully you'll be here for a bit. At least as long as you're feeling well, right? Well, we could do the bag. There's another nice bag. I don't have it down here, unfortunately, next to me. Um, but I do have another bag upstairs that was really simple to do as well. And as I said, like, you know, I think bags really work up nicely in cotton because cotton doesn't stretch. Linen could work too, but yeah, good cotton yarns are always good for bags. And I have really made quite a few bags lately. Um, why I don't have it down here, of course, as example. That's a bit sad of me that I don't. I should be better at doing that. That was the dream of having a yarn room at some stage and all that stuff, but yeah, that's not really happening either anytime soon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to my dual camera view, and then I will flip the camera down for you to kind of be able to see what I'm doing. And yeah, we can have a chat. So I'll first change the camera view. You'll see my little face coming up in the left corner. So that would be up there. And then we'll flip the camera down. I do apologize that my face camera view is a little bit lesser quality, but well, it has its costs and prices. So we are gonna see if we can flip this down. Ta-ta. Not too much of the PC, hopefully. It's like that. It's probably more. So, sweet. We have the bag here. I do have the skate. And for those curious of the yarn, as said, it is the Scheepjes. Well, this is too bright. Too much light here. Scheepjes linen soft. And for those curious on the yarn specs here, it's 50 grams, so 1.75 ounces to 135 meters. That's probably like 145 to 150 yards. 27% linen, 47% cotton, and 26% acrylic. That's the breakdowns of this yarn. I am using a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, or an F hook, known for US terms. This is a drops pattern, and the drops pattern, I linked to the pattern here, description box down below. And yes, bingo cards, exactly. That was a good point, because there's Swedish bingo today for those that's running the bingo. I hope they didn't give out the cards yet. Nope, doesn't look like it. We should be good. If you do want to join the Swedish bingo, then in your app, let's see if I can actually do this. Then in your app, you need to go down to select country and pick Sweden. And then you can join the Swedish bingo, which is up here. And as said, there are no, there are no boards yet. So right now, and knowing my luck, I'm just playing for the 25 points for the point store. So what we can do is, I guess we can have it. Can we have it laying here? You can sort of watch if I put something behind. Could we do that? I could take the yarn here, couldn't I? Ta-ta! Look! Ha! Works! And yes, quite interesting yarn blend. I totally agree. Totally agree. Hello, Suzanne. Welcome to the live. Wonderful to see you. So Sarah says her hands are full today, taking care of her almost 3-year-old little girl. But here, even though if you're quiet, which totally understandable, fair enough, definitely. For this yarn mix, or not this yarn mix, for this bag, what I am doing is that I need to repeat the pattern, and they are diamond shaped, as you can see. And I'm almost at my second repeat, and I need to repeat it like 3 times. And once I've done that, I'm gonna have a look at the length or see if I might want to give it half a repeat, because basically you can end it at these um, center points. So I am about to start a new row, and that's towards the end. And for those that's curious on how it looks at the bottom, then let's see if we can actually do it. And for me, it would be easier if I do like that, because then I can better see what's on screen. That will be the bottom of the bag. And it's summer friendly for the beach because the sand will disappear out of the holes. I guess that's a short summary. We are getting the bingo rules, and I am about to start. What I do is I do believe they don't necessarily say you need to do 3 double crochets to start, but I do a stacked double crochet because I think it makes a nicer blend in between the crochets. Yeah, but yeah, no, it doesn't look like we have any plates yet. So I'll start by 2 stacked single crochets, which basically gives a stacked double or something like that. So I have that, and then what I do need to do is I need to proceed with 4 double crochets, which is basically 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches, and then I have a chain space of 2, and in that chain space I also insert 2 double crochets. The repeating pattern here is 18, and that kind of helps you repeating, and it's very, very simple, straightforward, because this is filet crochet. So I'm only doing single crochet, sorry, not single, well, single crochets when I do the round start, because I do a 2 stacked singles to create the double. And then it's double crochets, chain 2s, and a slip stitch when you end the round, basically. And there is a nice graph for those that prefer graphs. And now I need to keep track here, because what I do here is 3 double crochets, then I chain 2, and then I enter the next gap over here where I insert 2 double crochets. And since I am here where it's widening up, I just need to work in double crochets all the past here and the 2 double crochets around the space, and then I need to chain 2 first over here again, because that's kind of how you weave in these diamonds among one another. So it is actually a very simple and straightforward pattern if you want to do this. And I did link to the pattern in the description box down below, and the link takes you to drop site, and it is US terms. And I do think you can make this with any cotton yarn. Do know if you choose a somewhat thicker yarn that the bag also will be a bit more sturdy and thicker. And if you use a bit thinner yarn, then it is a bit more a thinner, lightweight bag. But I could imagine you could easily use like a cotton 8/6 or even an 8/8 cotton. This is probably closer to a cotton 8/6, I'd imagine. I chose the yarn because of the linen and the color, and I thought it would be a good idea for a bag. Slightly inspired because I do believe that drops also, but I have to check that actually. I do believe they suggest a linen alike. You know, they say cotton light actually, which is basically the same yarn that I have for the poncho. So they are suggesting this yarn, which is slightly thicker than the yarn I'm using, but not much. But given that, I think you could also easily do, or for the Americans, peaches and cream or something like that. Sugar and cream, like cottons, I'm sure would work as well. You would just have to use a matching crochet hook size, and then maybe the bag will turn out a little bit bigger um, than mine will, because that is a little bit of a thicker yarn. So I need to chain 2. And I did get the Scheepjes linen soft. Scheepjes is a Dutch yarn brand. And I got it because I wanted to try it out. I have a very light baby blue of it, which I at some stage want to make some sort of a summer vest cardigan bolero-like thing cover. And I think it could work, but I'm not sure if is it really soft enough for me to want to actually use it as a wearable. I'm not sure. It could be it softens up with wash. But the yarns were on sale, and buying these extra few skeins, which would fit and could be used for this bag, what basically was what got me free shipping. So that was like the fee for shipping, so to say, when I bought this yarn, and it's like probably a year and a half ago. We do have a bingo game, and we have a board, but it's very confusing what's going on the screen, I would say. So are you working on any projects today, or, well, I'm also just happy for you to hang around and listen to me rambling on. And then I hope I get a prize, of course, for Hobby Bingo, but my luck is saying, if I know my usual luck, then there will be no prizes for me. But yeah, so it has been a week of frocking for me, and I guess I hope to be able to work up some yarn, because I have this project of mine, which is to shop my stash and to decrease my stash by trying to use up more yarn. And that is a goal of mine. So it would be nice if I could finish up this and add another label to my consumed yarns today, but I don't know if we'll reach that. We will have to see. Um, you could hold 2 strands together to make the bag more sturdy, definitely. I think personally that this is probably a nice thickness. And that's why I said if you use like peaches and cream or a similar cotton, then you would probably experience a somewhat sturdier bag than this, because that is a thicker yarn. I also like um, the idea of holding multiple strands together to make baskets, like scrap yarns and so on. I do have a little stash of scraps, cotton scraps, and maybe one day I'll end up just sitting down and crocheting a scrap basket from that. I could imagine that could become really, really nice. But that is also for a future project, because I don't have that many scraps yet to make a full-sized basket. Not yet, at least. Not yet. That would require a bit more yarn to my stash to go into that scrap pile. And given I do have some skeins that's full, I don't want to just put full skeins towards it. That's just something that's more reserved for scraps. We are back to the chain 2 here, and then we'll skip 2 stitches and we'll work in 3 double crochets. And we have the first number on the bingo board. I've made bags in 8/8 cotton before, and I think that also has a nice thickness. That would be the summer shopper bags I've made. And I think they have a really nice sizing to them as well. And there I've done a few different color combinations. I also still have a design in mind for a bag. I am though slightly, because I do want to make like an oval shape with some sort of pattern, but solid ends. And I'm just unsure if I want to do a one strap or two straps, because with two straps you can easier open and put things into the bag, right? So two straps might be the idea. What would you prefer if you were to use a bag? Because the fundamentally that would be my goal for 2024. I'd like to design a bag and I'd like to make a tutorial for it. And I'll be using 8/8 cotton for it, and that would be, yeah. They are usually like for hook size 5mm or so, 4.5, 5mm. Yep. Chain 2, skip 2. So this is a really simple project, mindless, in fact. Great for in a car, because once you're going, it's just round and around and around. I need a car project for in a few weeks, because I'll be, not this weekend, but next weekend. On the Sunday, I'll be in Germany, and where we are going is almost a 3 hours drive from here. And then it would be nice to have a car project, just because. Of course, I could bring the design idea with me. I'm just trying to. Ideally, I'd do that at home, because then I can write down what I'm doing, right? Because a written pattern and a tutorial would be nice. That's my dream of that. But should it be one handle or two, like one strap or two straps? Like a single strap one or a double strap bag? Handle strap. I don't know what would be the better word. Oh, I don't need to chain here. I need to. Well, I made a mistake. It's so simple that I forgot to actually continue with the double crochets along here. So I just frogged a few stitches, because I have the single here, like the 3, and then I need to do the wide piece, because I'm almost at the end of this repeat. One more row, and the second repeat is complete, and then I'll need to make a third repeat, and then we will see how big the bag is compared to if I'm going to finish it up or not. I do have enough yarn to finish it. I'll probably also have extra yarn when done. Based on the amount I've been using so far and how far I am on the project. But that's nice. I'd rather have too much than too little yarn. That is definitely something I'd rather be in that situation, because I do have some other stuff going on, where I ended up having to buy extra yarn. I guess I thought I bought extra, and then either I had just enough or not enough. And I need to be better at swatching, which reminds me then, with this one, please remind me to make a swatch before starting the project. But on the other hand, there's a risk I won't be able to fit it in any case, because a lot of the yarn I bought before I gained some weight. Hello, Dawn. Welcome, welcome, welcome this evening. If you're curious, I am playing the Swedish Hobby Bingo. If you're not, then you can make the second game. We are um, playing for 3 rows on game 1. And as you can see, I only have 3 numbers for 3 rows, which is like, I'm definitely not winning this game. Like, not a chance. Just give me the 25 free points for the point store. I need to find out what to get. I'm not sure. I do actually have a lot of points for the point store, so I've been debating between 2 yarns, which to get, but I haven't made that order yet. There is also no real need to do it straight away because I don't know what to make from it yet either. But they have some really nice Kremke yarns in the point store that I'd like to get my hands on. I already have some of their vegan salutation yarns. So I was thinking, depending on, so it's my birthday soon, and Hobby sends out a discount code for your birthday. So it could be that I make an order for that, but only if they have some yarns that I really want to and they are on sale and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if I will actually use my voucher this year. It kind of depends because I have so many other things going on. I have so much other yarn, and I kind of have this plan of using more yarn than I'm buying because I need to shop my stash. I need and should shop my stash, right? This is a white bit, so I need to do the continued double crochets. I almost have a row now. Awesome. But I need 3 of them. So I'm definitely today not winning. This is a rowing style. Is this their winter glow maybe? I have something similar to the winter glow. Yeah, it's a winter glow. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous yarn. You do need to be able to handle wool though, because else it makes no sense for you to get it. Six, 8, 9, and then 2 more is 11. That fits. And then we'll chain 2 and skip 2 and do 3 double crochets. And from there we do another chain 2 and skip 2. And then we work in, well, we don't, because we're almost at the end here of the row. So we'll start by entering the 2 double crochets in the chain space from the previous row. And in total I need to have 11, and here I have 5, so there should be 4 left here to do. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, yeah, we got a round, and I'm just gonna slip stitch into that first stitch. Now the thing is, I need to do a bunch actually of double crochets. So the next thing we have to do is I need to do another stacked double. And then every time where we have here, where we have the 3 single crochet, or 3 double crochets next to one another between the 2 chain spaces, here we need to do work in 2 double crochets in each, but here between we have a chain 3, skip 3. That's, you know, what's creating those center points on the diamonds. And then that was the second repetition complete. And then we can have a full view. But let's start with the stacked double instead of the chain, because I think it looks nicer. Then we'll run through all these. Now there is a total of 15 double crochets and then a chain 3, skip 3, 15 double crochets, except for when you start and finish, because that's kind of in the middle of the pattern somewhere. But the general gist of it, I guess, right? So in this case, yeah, as I said, I wouldn't win this game. Here I have 2, 4, 6, 7, and on this side I will get 8 to get the 15 in total. So now I am here where we have the 3 double crochets. So I'll chain 3 here instead of the chain 2. Then I'll skip over those 3, and then in the chain space here of the chain 2, we work in the 2 double crochets, and then we work double crochets until the next chain space where we also work in 2 double crochets. Chain 3, skip those 3, etc. And that's what we are going to do for the rest of this round. So generally when you get the gist of this pattern, it is a very, very simple bag to make, actually, which is nice. So it's mindless, simple, and it looks nice. Amanda, hello, my lady. How are you doing in cold Sweden? We have another Swede in here, at least if she's still here. I don't know if Susanna is still here, because Susanna is also a Swedish yarny hooker. You have 7 left for a full card. Oh my goodness. Have you seen how many I don't have? Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Like 14 for bingo. And you just have 7. Amanda will be winning. Well, I won't jinx it, sorry. But you definitely have a better chance at winning than I do. Oh, there's the pattern holders. I know my mom were considering on buying one. I don't know if she actually did buy one. She wanted to get it for her birthday, as her birthday present for herself, because she also had a bit of points almost expiring, so she wanted to get some yarns as well from the point store. If I remember right, Amanda, didn't you try out more or less all of the yarns in the point store that didn't contain wool? Like the Kremke yarns? Ah, you got it today. Okay. My mom got the pattern holder today and the yarn. You tried them all. So could you tell me, I should actually probably just for a minute insert a stitch marker here so I don't lose track. I should for a minute actually change screen then, because I can tell you what I wanted to maybe get. And then you can answer my questions. Maybe. Let's see if it wants to. And we will need to see if this wants to do it. Then we'll do that. Yeah, that should work. Hello. We are on Hobbies Point Store. And we have a few things here. They have added more things since last as well. Meanwhile, not close to bingo. Mm-mm. What I wanted to do is, so there's a few options because I actually have quite some points. I could get some of the Honey Bunny candy, just because, I guess. I like the idea of making Easter eggs with them, but the real question is how badly do I need them? I got the morning salutation last year, and I see most of them. Oh, no, they didn't restock. A lot of them are sold out. The one I got last year is the olive, so I have like 10 of these, and I was debating on maybe getting one, but obviously they are kind of out of stock. But the rusty red could actually work with it if I wanted to make a combined project, maybe. And then what I also were considering, alternatively, if I wanted to get a new yarn, was to get the vegan cashmere, because that looks like really nice. But I didn't try it, and I don't know what to expect from this feeling. I see it's like chain net, but because it's 100% cotton, but they say cashmere, I expect it to be extremely soft. So my real question, Amanda, to you right now is this so soft as it looks? I don't know what I want to make with yarn. I just don't want my points to expire. Right? Maybe like a top or garment of some kind. Let me know when your ads are done. Um, but I'll imagine the cashmere to be less splitty because of its being like, you know, looking here, you can see it's like a chain net cotton. Ah, yeah. But did you find the vegan cashmere soft compared to it being a cotton? Like, is it a really soft cotton, or what do you think about it? And meanwhile, I see it has been bingo, and I don't think you won, Amanda, given that you didn't say, "Yay, I won," and I didn't see it because I was too busy watching Hobby Store. Yeah, okay. So vegan cashmere might be what I need to consider, unless I just want to add some more morning salutation because I already have like 10 of them, but not in that color. So I would want a different color, but just if I wanted to do some sort of color play, I guess. I still have time to think. Um, it's another week before my birthday, so I don't have a discount voucher yet, and I don't even know what offers they will have next week, what sales they will have, and if I would want to use the voucher yet. No decision made just yet. You love the stitch definition you got with it. Oh, that's nice. So the vegan cashmere is definitely a possible hit. That's nice. So that might be a good option actually. Also just to try different yarns. Yeah, that might be something worth considering. I could probably get like, I don't know, 8, no, more, 10 bowls of it maybe even, because I've like 40 some odd thousand points. I know, crazy. Chain 3. Then a bunch of doubles. So yeah, that's probably the road we would be heading. Yay! 25 points! I won something! Hallelujah! "25 points that I can go through yarn. Yay. On the other hand, if we are all really good, we could theoretically play bingo 4 times a week and earn 100 points because you would play for every language. But the real the real fact and the reality is that I don't. I barely do all of them because I just forget. Shame on me. Hello, Maritza. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this live. We are currently working on my diamond bag, which is drops design, though I'm not working in drops yarn. I am working with scheepjes yarn. And I should be able to reasonably pronounce the word scheepjes, correct? Because it is a Dutch brand. But that said, I am not having the 100% Dutch accent, but I am getting reasonably close. Again, that would depend on who you ask. I think, given the fact that I've lived in the Netherlands the last 15 years, my throat is getting better. And what I mean by throat is the Dutch really sound like they have a throat infection when they talk. So all this sound that they make. Yeah, that's a short version, I guess. And I think I'm doing that sound pretty okay for a non-native Dutch speaker. So everybody knows the city of Den Haag or The Hague, but that's not the real name of the city, right? It's just shortened up for being nice to tourists and stuff like that. Because it's like Schavenhagen, which is like really unpractical to say. And given it's a reasonably big city, then I guess they thought maybe it would be wise to shorten it a bit because else all the tourists and all the people coming here, they can't pronounce the name and we would have no idea what they're talking about. Dus Schavenhagen became Den Haag. Or Hague. And they have another city, it's the same. It's named Schatogenbosch. But if you just look at the maps, and if you also look at like if the news and so on, often they would just say Den Bosch because it's too complicated to say those long names. So thank God for abbreviations. Thank God. Oh, that looks like a nice yarn. I didn't reach to see what yarn that was. Maritza, we are playing the Swedish hobby bingo. In the hope, at least we made 25 points. It's the second game that started. And right now they are playing for 1 row. And there should be a card, but they don't have it. So I need to exit my game to actually see my plate. I guess. No. Just a moment. Fat fingers. There we are. There we are. And what yarn balls can't be used for. They elevate the phone so you can watch with me how the game is going. I have the first number on the board. Yay! But again, knowing my luck, I'm not winning. But it would be nice if I did. That's free yarn added to the stash. Right? And who doesn't love free yarn? Well, that's cute. The way you can make gloves and like sew them together afterwards. Is this Amigo yarn? No, it's not. Is it? I don't listen to it, so I'm not sure what yarn it is. Could be. No, it's Kind Feather. Oh, I want more Kind Feather. I have Kind Feather upstairs in my stash. Bingo. What? Somebody already have a row? And no, Amanda's between, so Amanda didn't win. Damn. I think I only had like one number on the board. Well, I had two numbers on two different rows. There you have that. Well, definitely not my bingo day. Yeah. Crochet hooks. And here it's just a bunch of double crochets. But yeah, let me know if you're up to anything. Are you working on something right now, or are you just listening to me, or are you just doing the bingo and hanging out here? I know Sarah was busy with the kids, watching her almost 3-year-old daughter. At that age, they really want to get into trouble, right? Because everything is, they're curious of the world. So it's not intentionally that they want to get into trouble, but it just happens to be that if you don't watch for a minute, then trouble is calling. Oh, mega balls. I have two mega balls upstairs, which I still haven't decided what to do with. I got those mega balls in Facebook yarn haul from the Facebook marketplace. It was included. And for me, it was good, I guess, because I got some really good deals, and that included the two mega balls, same colorway, in the maroon or mauve. So Hella says she just finished a beanie for my father, and she started on some, oh, what would that be? For cooking, like to grab hot pots and so on with. No idea what that is in English. I would have to go look for that. I should know, but it's all these words I don't use very often. Let's see. Patterns. I must have some patterns for this. Anything else would surprise me. It's not placemats. It's like squares. Pot holders. There it is. Pot holders. That was the word I was looking for. Pot holders. Pot holders. pot holders are always useful. I have some pot holders, but they are knitted, like a double side knit. They look really nice. Oh, how did I do that? I crocheted 2 into 1, so I almost increased, but I don't need to increase here. I just need to double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. That is a thin yarn that they have there. It's like Diablo or silk, some kind. But the color matches do match up nicely if you want to give your project a little fuss. On that note, the shoulder panel is sewn together on the Firefly sweater, and then I parked the project for now. I would say watch tomorrow's yarn talk video for more information. Then you can give me input as to what next. But the thing is, it's probably going to be too small for me. So do I wait finishing it up and hope that I will lose some weight? Or do I just finish it up and then decide what happens with it? Or do I just end it here and make it into a vest instead of a sweater? I could, I guess. And then the real question is, what will I then yeah, what will I then do with the rest of yarns? But I can find something else I can use that for, I guess. Yeah. Undecided, unfinished business on that account. It's kind of back on their pending list. I guess the fundamental question is maybe if I think it's nice enough to actually attempt selling it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if anyone would want it. Da-da. So I should be all the way around. I just need to count 2, 4, 6. 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Yes. Done with the second repeat. So now we are looking like this. A full repeat and 4 more repeat. But I need to do this another repeat time because it says 3 repeats, let's say. Work 3 rounds, la la la. When A3, which is basically this pattern, is worked 3 times in the height, the piece now measures approximately 34 centimeters. Measured from the chain stitch row. That will be here to there. So we need to do 1 more. Well, 1 more would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Another 8. Meanwhile, we are now playing for 3 rows, and I have quite a bit to go for 3 rows. I have 8 to go to have a full 3 rows. So yeah, nah. Now I need to count because, well, no, I don't, because I need to do it on the side. So I'm not at a place where I need to be worried with my starting point. I just need to stack my double crochet. That's how it is. We stack the double crochets. Well, 2 stack single gives us a stack double. And then I need to stop 2 stitches before the space because that is where I need to create my space with a chain 2. And then I need to make 3 double crochets into the chain space of the previous row. And then I need to make another space. So we are here where we are making 2 chains. And there was the game, and we have a full plate to go. And given the fact that I'm so far behind, I am definitely not winning this game either. Amanda, if you're still here, how are you doing in the bingo? I bet probably better off than me. 2. But no, we won't finish this bag today. That's unfortunately not going to be in the cards. The time is just not enough. But maybe another good time. Who knows? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to watch a new possible apartment for my mom-in-law. I'm going with her to check. That said, it is smaller than the other one we went watching, so I'm not sure if it's too small for her. She has to decide basically how small she's willing to live and if she thinks it looks nice. Unicorn. It's gorgeous yarn. But you can't have a wool allergy if you use the unicorn because it's a woolen yarn. But they have some, it's a nice yarn. I think it's a nice yarn personally. So 1, 2, and then we skip 2. And we make a bunch of double crochets. I believe I need to have 11. Fun thing is I don't count as such, and I do count a little. I've gotten pretty much into the groove here. But I'm actually glad to hear that Helle is back on crafting a bit, because she has not been in the mood to craft for a bit, because she haven't had the energy to do so. Now she seems to be full of it, or compared to, I think she's feeling good. I hope she is. I actually also need to provide a wish list for my birthday for my partner, and I don't know what to wish for. Like I have a few ideas, but is that really what I like? Does it make sense? So a part of me wanted to get, the Ninja Creamy for the ice. Like I really wanted to get a Ninja Creamy for making ice, but the thing is, how often will I actually use it? Probably not that often, and we have way too many kitchen appliances that we don't use very often. So it's kinda put on the not sure, not sure. I don't think I will use it that often, to be honest. And henceforth, I didn't add it because I wasn't sure if I would actually use it enough, if that makes sense. And the problem is, and I totally understand now what happens, is that as we get older, we have more things in life. So our wishes are often more expensive, and then either we don't find we can actually officially make that wish. Like, I'd love to have a car, but I don't really need a car in my daily life. But having one would be nice, but I don't need one, right? So it's not on my wishing list. Or um, at some stage, I could probably use a new computer. Um, but I wouldn't ask that as a birthday present because it's expensive. I could maybe use a new watch. I currently have a Fitbit, but my Fitbit it's a little bit broken. So let's see, I need to be able to see what I'm doing. I have a Fitbit, as you can see here, but it has a scratch, and I'm not sure how visible it is, so I'm going to see if I can take it off. As you can see, actually it has a scratch across, and it's more visible if I turn on the time. It's yet it's not that visible, but like if I turn it on the side, I can't catch it on camera. It has a very noticeable scratch. It works, but is it time to get a new one? Or instead of a Fitbit, would it make sense to go for an Apple Watch? But then we are still back at, isn't that a bit of an expensive present? Can I really wish for that? Is that reasonable? But the Apple Watch I probably also only want if I can get it with a similar type of closure as this one. I like this metal bit that it's like with magnetics and so on, because you can make it tighter based on millimeters, or even loosen it based on millimeters, depending on whether and how you feel, which I think is really, really nice. Oh my goodness. It is close, but I have the feeling that it's almost done because I have eight pieces to go, but I do not get bingo. Can you show me the first round of this bag? It's a chain. It's a chain. Let's see. Work 40 chain stitches, so it's a chain 40. And then at the ends you add in extra stitches, and you work double crochets on each side of the chain. Does that make sense? I can show you in just a minute. I'll just make us. I'll stop when I need to do the. What is it named again? Single crochet, not single crochets, chains. I need to do a chain 2 in a few. I'll stop there and I'll show you the button. Just hang on for a minute. Bingo! And it's definitely not me. 2 players have bingo, and I don't see Amanda's name between, so I'm afraid she did not win. Would have been nice though. Then Amanda could do an unboxing video of her bingo prize, but nope. No bingo for me, so I'm just gonna close down the phone. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's see how much I can show without. So this basically, well, here we go. That will be the center here. Oh, this is going really bad. Here, that's the center, but that's a chain. So that is the center chain. And then I make double crochets on each side. So what you do in the end of it, there is a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and that's all in that same end stitch. So stitch 1 or stitch 40. And then you have 38 double crochets across, and then the other end you do the same. So double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in that same stitch. And then you work 38 double crochets back. And then you can kind of like, that's the base foundation of it. Does that make sense? Hello, Heather. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, I am live again. Quite quickly shortly after yesterday's. I'm planning on going live again on Monday. That will be Monday afternoon my time. What I will be working on Monday, I haven't decided on yet. Yeah, the pattern is not, yeah, drops patterns are challenging. Basically, it says back, work 40 chain stitches using appropriate hook size for the yarn you're using, obviously. So if you're using like, yeah, I don't know what cotton yarns you're using, but if you're using a cotton yarn, and if it says use a 5mm hook, use the 5mm hook. Just expect your bag to be a little bit bigger than this when you use a 5mm hook, because this is a smaller hook size. And then it says round 1, work both sides of the chain stitch rows as following. And then it's the problem is, of course, it's having in patterns below. So what I can do is I can flip that over to the pattern for a minute. So up here, it's clearly states you start the pattern with 40 chains. And then it says, read crochet information, which is basically up here, but that's in this case. Work both sides of the chain stitch as following. Work A1 in the first chain stitch. So in the first chain stitch, you work in a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and then you do another double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And well, not on the first side, sorry. You start by working in a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, but the double crochet could also be a chain 3 instead, so to say. You need to, or a stack double. And then you work 38 stitches. The next 38 chain stitches, you make a double crochet in each. And at the very end, you repeat A2, which is double crochet, chain 2, double crochet twice. Then you work 38 double crochets again. And towards that very end, in that last stitch, which is also the first stitch, so to say, of the chain, you do one more of these. So you have 4 in total, right? So I'll switch back over. As you can see, I have 4 in total because this is the starting end. And there is the chain 2s on the double crochets in the starting chain, which is that center you can see run down here. And it's exactly the same at the other end. Lovely back, but pattern is advanced. I understand the AE1 diamond, but joining back on the beginning chains leaves a huge gap. But joining back on the beginning chains leaves a huge gap. I'm not sure how you get that gap. Or you mean due to the chain spaces you make, because that creates this diamond feeling, basically. I need to see what I'm actually doing. That creates these gaps down here, which is the start of the bottom, right? Or is it a different gap you're talking about? Because these are intentional. This is the very first round, those chains. They create these gaps. Yeah. So I'll go back to this one. So this is first row, right? And the next row, then you make a double crochet in that last double crochet, and then you work in 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in the chain space. Ah, no. No, it's every round. So basically, after you finish this repetition, you should have 38 double crochets, which is all the double crochets you have here down in the bottom, right? This is solid. So it's basically 5 rows. And on the 5th row, you need to decrease 4 stitches. And what I did was directly after I finished um, the diamond pattern, or just before I had to start it, that was where I did my decreases. So I decreased at this side and one at this side, and the other side I did the same, so it was on the same places because it says in the pattern on row 5 you have to decrease evenly. So that's what I did, and that is for you to be able to actually make this pattern, or you will have 4 stitches too many and it's not going to add up in the end. Oh, you're very welcome. Absolutely very welcome. And don't worry, I am also sometimes challenged when I am reading these drops patterns. If you're in doubt, ask Helle. She knows, because when they frustrate me, I will call her or I will write her and say, did you have any idea of what they mean here? Because I do not know. And sometimes I know just by actually reading it out loud while talking to someone else. I'm like, oh, right, now I know what they mean. It's not logically written at all. A very challenging way to understand, but I'm kind of getting used to them, I guess. So I'm getting there. And a part of it is also, I guess, to challenge myself. Um, but yeah, so I like this. It's a nice simple bag, and once you get once you understand the pattern and once it's going, it's actually not as advanced as it seems. Like, it's actually reasonably simple. At least that's my feeling, that it is a somewhat simple pattern to work. Believe it or not. But I also made a mistake in the beginning, not understanding why things didn't add up. And then I read it once more and I had it actually in that second go. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then a bunch of doubles. Oh my goodness, it is already 8 minutes past 9 in the evening. And it's definitely nice to hang out with you guys. I hope you are hydrating yourselves either with coffee, tea, or something else to drink. I definitely need to remember to get something to drink. But I am, of course, also the one that's doing all the talking. Oh, goodness. The A1 chart is confusing as A2 and A3 show the rounds more clearly. Yeah, yeah. It's because the A1 chart is actually only for the first and the last stitch of the chain 40. If that makes sense. Oh, goodness. Middle of the stream, YouTube is asking myself to verify that I'm myself. Wonderful. Sweet YouTube. Thank you very much. But yeah, so it's not written super clearly, I agree. It could have been written in a better way. And I'm happy to explain it because I'm not allowed to actually make a tutorial based on that, because else I could have done that. But I don't want to have any issues with drops. I'd rather not. So I can't offer that. You're very welcome. Absolutely welcome. Meanwhile, we are getting closer to finishing another round. Well, probably like halfway through. Oh, Tank, what are you having for supper? I'm curious. I had what they in Dutch call draadjesvlees this evening, which is basically a roast. Like, it's like a slab of meat. In this case, it's like beef, but it's very slow cooked in a pan. It's cooked for multiple hours, so it gets very tender, and it almost like you can look at it and it kind of falls apart. Extremely delicious, because it's so slowly cooked. So it's a little bit like pulled pork, but with beef and not grilled. Grilled shrimp, baked potatoes, and salad. Sounds nice. It's been a while since I had shrimp, actually. I would win bonus points with my partner probably if I made like a shrimp, pasta shrimp something. Chipped beef. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's very nice. Tomorrow we are on leftovers because yesterday I made some pasta meatball thing. Oh, there was the end of the row. And this evening we were with my in-laws for dinner, and tomorrow we'll eat the leftovers from the day before because, well, when I cook that, I usually make it for 2 days just because it's cheaper, and then we'll do the leftovers a day after. That was one more round complete. Hallelujah. Oh, so you do have a ninja. I wanted to the ninja creamy, but I'm not sure if I would use it enough. I was debating if I wanted to wish it for my birthday, but I guess the conclusion with my partner was, will I actually use it enough? And then we kind of left it there. And if I would want something that I know I would probably use more often than that, then it should be like a kitchen machine with, for making dough and everything like that. I would probably use that more often too. That is definitely something I would want. But again, my issue is actually, where should I store these kitchen appliances? Because I don't have room in my kitchen for it. I can make other things with the creamy as well, the nice. Do you have they showed some options. I'm just jumping over to actually find it. It's also on sale at the moment, just to make life better, I guess. Let's see if I can find it. was on sale. Maybe it's not anymore. Wish list. Did it disappear from my list? No, it didn't. There we go. Let's jump over. Ta-ta! Sauces, gravies. Susan is going to visit Tank for dinner, it sounds like. But this is a Ninja Creamy, and this is a 7-in-1. And of course it says you can't do more things. And it's currently, well, it's not a big sale actually, it's just 5% discount. And then of course there's the cream, which is like the 10-in-1, which is the deluxe version. So you get 3 more functions for more money. Oh, that's a bigger sale. That's 16% discounted. But this is the ice version. Ah, the Ninja Foodie 12-1. So let's see if they have this. Ninja Foodie. I can't. Aha, this likes like an air. They also have them in air fryer version. Double stack air fryer. Oh, here we have one. That's like a soup maker. They have lots of stuff from Ninja, doesn't they? They have a multi-cooker, 14 functions. Oh, this one, man, had I known that a few years ago. This one is both an air fryer, a bread machine. It can steam. It can do everything. Damn. Well, this is the not for the ice. I wanted to get the ice version, but this is pretty cool too. You can do everything with it. Like Ninja is basically just a brand doing lots of different stuff. I guess that's the end conclusion on this, which I did not know. But this is actually pretty cool. My issue is, that'll be back to the issue I had just before. I have way too little space in my house. Like I don't have room to store it. I need like an additional kitchen or something like that, or extra cupboards in my kitchen. Because I just don't have the storage space for it. Um, I just don't have the storage space. That's my issue. Never have to use the oven. Make yogurt, store it vertically. A fast slow cooker? Well, that's a good question. I have a slow cooker which I got 3 years ago, and I don't use it far from enough. Well, that makes a great roast. Shelves on the wall, yeah, but my kitchen wall would be my living room wall as well. I'm not really sure if I want shelves here. My kitchen is a bit of a mess right now, but let's see what we can do is I can do this for a minute and then go back here. And then if I take this up, this is my kitchen. And that would be my living room. So I don't have a ton of space, if that makes sense. I don't have a ton of space. Let's just get back down to work. So I just don't have a lot of space. That's kind of my issue. I do have like a cupboard where I have things in, but that's also where I have food in and groceries and so on. So I really need to clear out some things, which is probably a good idea in any case. So about 75 minutes for roast. Similar to an Instapot pot or a pressure cooker. Sounds like it, yeah. Oh, a vintage. That's kind of cool though. But is it like, do you then have a like a fire or gas stove, or is it more like because my stuff is ceramic. I'd probably do induction in the future, I'd imagine. If if eventually I need a new kitchen in 10 years, so um need money for a new kitchen. If anyone knows where to win the lottery. Tank is on her second one. She wore out the first already. 180 square foot tiny house. How much is 180 square feet? Moment, I'm just going to Google square feet to square meters because that is what I'm used to. So how much is 480 square feet for us Europeans in metrics? It is. How can you. What? 44 square meters? I can't be true. That is small. I'm impressed by any means. Compared to ours is about 11 to 1200 square feet, but in 3 levels. So we'll have ground floor here, where we have a kitchen and living room in one unit, as you could see. And then we have the entrance hall, where we also have a guest toilet. And then we have the stairs to go upstairs. Upstairs, we have my guest room and bedroom and shower and toilet. And then I have an attic where it's just an open attic with lots of stuff. On the attic, you also have freezer and washing machine, dryer, washing machine as in laundry. Tank needs to purge. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I actually do too, because in that cupboard I really need to go through stuff there. It's just stacking up, and I really just need to take it out one day and purge it. But it's not been the most interesting thing to do, so it's not been something that's been tempting me. It's a boring task, but I really should do it actually, because that was what I like. Oh, I'm gonna be unemployed. I have so much time to fix things. Well, in the beginning, I just spent time sleeping, catching up, being stressed from work. Big American kitchens are for all the appliance storage. Yes, and a gas stove. Yeah, I want a bigger kitchen, I guess, to some extent. And at the same time, my kitchen is just fine the size it has. So if I want a bigger kitchen, I also need a bigger house. And to get a bigger house, we are kind of back to reverting to this money issue. It costs money, which is a luxury I do not have much of. And I'm actually living pretty fine where I am. Like, mm, I have like it's a fine home. Location is nice. Of course, if I had the money, I wouldn't mind getting like like I don't need a lot more space, but what I'd like is like a freestanding house. So behind the wall, which you can see behind me, would be my neighbors. because it's like a multiple unit house, so to say. Um, on length, it's all ours. Well, length, it's kind of the skinny side. The length is actually like this, and we are at the very end. And then there are two in the middle, and then there's another one in the other end. So there are like 4 homes in total under the same building. But it is owned, so it's not, we're not living for rent. But selling this and buying something back is probably not a realistic thing. And the real question is if you really want to, right? But as I said, I actually would love to have, like, at some stage we would probably need to move into something that's at one floor, level floored. But I wouldn't mind having a little bit bigger, just to have a little bit bigger guest room or a yarn room. That would be cool. Where I can actually put down a normal double bed or something like that for when my parents come and visit, because obviously it's always intense when they're here, because they don't just come for coffee, they come and stay for a few days, because it is 965 kilometers drive to get here. Pickles and jam. Baked sourdough. It took about 5 to 6 tries before it came out. Okay, I can imagine. Oh, in the Instapot. Yes, Tank. I've seen you have these creative solutions for your yarns where they hang down from the ceiling. The birds got a lot of gummy sticky bread last year. Yeah. I once baked something that was basically, like one of those where you just add water. And when I had taken that out of the oven, it was as hard as a brick. It would lethal, I think. If you would throw that at somebody, you could kill somebody with it. So I don't know what happened with it, but we didn't eat it. And yes, I definitely need to do some home projects. It's definitely time for it. And maybe time is running out to some extent. I need to find out what I want to do. I had a meeting today on my competency test. And yeah, I guess some surprises, but at the same time, not too surprised about all of the results. Now it's up for me to use it. And the challenge is, of course, if you can find something. Ideally, I want something which is flexible for me. Not sure if it's possible. We will have to see what's possible. I have been looking, but yeah. Row houses in urban areas or townhomes in suburban rural areas in the US. Yeah, in the Netherlands, they do it because we don't have much land compared to how many people is living here. The Netherlands is the most dense populated country in Europe. It's not the one with the most citizens, but it's the most densely populated. Ah, bread in the regular oven. Ah, yeah. Sourdough is also like a trick on its own. I have a really nice, easy bread recipe actually, which is like a quick make, quick raise into the um into the oven. It's a Danish recipe. It's white bread, classic white bread, which we still make from time to time. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, chain 2. But when I'm done with this row, we're probably also slowly getting closer towards the end, I'm afraid. Chain 2. But yeah, so I really need to consider what I want, and it sounds like I have a lot more space, so I don't need to complain about my space, but at the same time I don't feel I have much space at all. Ah, yeah, and a Frank's house. That is tiny spacing in Amsterdam. Now you can like get tickets online and book time slots and stuff like that, because it's such popular attraction that the queues are insane. Like if you don't reserve your slot, you barely get in, or you might not get in. Which is also crazy to think about. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I need to accept windmills, shoes, and river by Anna Frank's house. It's not really a river actually. It's more it's a gracht. So it's like it's Amsterdam is dammed up. So it's just channels. Actually, it's a channel. It's not a river. It's a channel. Channel of water. They're all connected, so you can like sail around, so to say. It's a little bit like Venice, except we have more ground in the Netherlands. No cell phones back then. Yeah. Um, I've been on school trips as well. We went to Prague and Budapest, and it was a lot different back then too. I don't think we had our phones with us either back then. It was just like, when we got the liberty to walk around on our own, the teacher would say, you have to be here at this and this o'clock. And that was it. And you had like a map, which was like, a paper card. I remember. Yeah, good times, good times. And I think that was before I got my first cell phone. Or if I had one, I was definitely not allowed to bring it to outside of Denmark because the roaming would have been ridiculously expensive. One, two, skip two, and we make 4. And that completes this round. Which I'm pretty happy with. We still have a few rounds to go, like a few more rows, but I'm happy with the progress. Hey Sherry, how are you doing, my lovely lady? We are making this repetition Just a few more rows to go. And then I still have this idea that it should be one more, that this would be more logic, but we'll see. We'll see. I like the look of this. Size-wise, I think it's a good size. I was concerned when I started making it that the width wasn't going to be wide enough, but it does wide out after the chain because of that first diamond you make here on the end. That does help giving some width to the back. So I'm actually pretty happy with how this is working up. Bunch of double crochets. It's quite nice. I'm really, really pleased. Freezing 6 degrees. Yeah, no, cold. Susan is using up the Sesame Street One Hat Wonder kits that she got at Ollie's, and she's going to donate them. The bags or something else? It's gonna be like market bag style. I'm not gonna line this one. So it's more like a beach bag maybe, or like a beach tote, because it's like your sand can run out of it. I think. So I think I'll keep it as, it's not gonna get lined. It's just gonna be like this. I like it how it is. With the scheepjes yarn. Donate Sesame Street kit hats. Ah, yeah, I get it. So scheepjes yarn is what I've been using for this. Exactly, the extra sand won't follow you with you home. That's the idea of it. So you could use it. It's not a cotton. Well, it is. There are cotton in it. It is linen soft, and the colorway Heron. Heron is basically this off-white cream, and it's 27% linen, 47% cotton, and 26% acrylic. But it is not stretchy. It's pretty sturdy. So it's a blend. But it could have been a cotton yarn. I would do this in a cotton yarn as well. The pattern actually suggests this cotton light, which is 50% cotton and 50% polyester. And this is a pretty soft one, actually. I like this one. But I'm going to use this to make the butterfly migration poncho. I added links to this and the pattern inscription box down below for those that's curious. Yeah, the back pattern promotes the beach tote. That's also why I'm thinking it would be nice for a beach tote or a summer tote, something like that, tote bag. But you could probably also use it as a market bag. It's just a little bit more solid tote as market bag concept, I think. At least. But I do like it. It's nice. That's the bottom bits. I'm not going to start a new row because I'm actually slowly going to have to end this live. But this is kind of how the bottom looks. And I can flatten it out. And when I'm filling it like this, it's nice, but it's, yeah. They say linen soft. Maybe it's soft for linen, but I've had softer yarns like The cotton light here is definitely softer. The color doesn't show very good on the screen because it's more an apple green, and this seems a bit more like dark in the color. I suppose if it stretches, you only need to wash and dry. Yeah, probably. I don't think it does though. You can wash this at 40 degrees, so 105 Fahrenheit, for those interesting. I love this cotton. It's a nice cotton to make bags with. Oh, Sherry. I may need to someday have a little talk with you and send you some money and have you send me American yarns. Maybe that is the solution for some of these yarns that I can't get. Lately, I've been stalking also like I've been stalking Lion Brand's website, but they do ship to Europe actually. But some don't. Some don't. So plans and ideas. Plans and ideas. Now, right now, cash is more the thing because I need to either find a job or make some money somehow. As of February, I'll be without an income because an unemployment benefits run out. So I do have a bit there. Oh wow! Isn't you got me the summer nights? You got me 2 skeins of that, and I still want to make a shawl of it. It's just laying in my stash, in my little box that I got from you. The thing is, Susan, I don't know where all of the yarns, like I don't know the brands and all of those before they go there. So the challenge would be to find the source before they go over there somehow. Some of them I know. There is a few Lion Brand yarns that definitely comes from ice or similar factories to size. So the ideal world would be basically to get some over here and then do the comparison because some of them, like some of the yarn companies in Turkey, have different brands, like the same yarn but different yarn brands. There's a German brand that goes and a Turkish brand. So 2 Turkish brands sell the same type of yarn, and then a German yarn brand, Volbian, and then some of them are also for Lion Brands. I don't like ice in the sense of it's confusing and messy, but it's just interesting how some of them intercompare. Ah, the super versions just shipped out to 5 yarn friends. So like a bigger ball they had in the store. The best yarns come from Italy and Germany. Well, I actually like this cotton light from Drops, which is a Norwegian brand, but the yarn is probably produced elsewhere. Let's see if it actually says. Made in the EU. Nothing more said. It just says made in the EU. So this one we know is made in the EU. Share is the enabler, yeah. Put in first order to get wool warehouse. Didn't realize I would get a free shipping at $39. Oh, that's cool. We all like to pass on great bargains, don't we? I need to be better at it as well. Right now these days, bargains are not exactly flowing from me. Yeah. But I really am at a stage where if I need to reach to clear up all this mess that I made here at the table and have a half clean house before my partner gets home, I should probably get going or ending on the stream, unfortunately. Susan Shop My Stash 2025 is something I'm mainly also going to attempt to be doing. unless something happens. And that's also a part of my goal to decrease my stats and use up yarn in 2025 to decrease the amount of space at least my stash takes up. I really need to do that. I clear out. It needs to make sense. Tank also had a shop my stash 2025. It lasted 2 days. Yep. That's kind of my fear. But so far I have been shopping my stash because all of the projects I currently have are projects where I bought the yarns a year ago or longer. So far I'm doing good with the current projects I have ongoing. And I have a few, I have some scraps I need to use up as well. Ladies, it was absolutely wonderful to hang out with you. I will be back on Monday with a new live. That is going to be Monday afternoon my time, so that is going to be Monday morning for you ladies. So that's when I will be live, probably like 7, 8 a.m. Eastern is when I will pop on, and then I'll be online for a few hours. Is my plan right now. Given that I have reached to get everything else ready, and the reason I'm saying this is I need to clean my home and make sure that my guest room is ready for receiving visitors next week. It's like shopping when I go into the unorganized space that will be my yarn room. Yeah. Too much yarn making me crazy having it in totes. Well, Susan, I'm in the same situation. Way too much yarn right now. I was shopping my stash, then I felt scared and ordered some 3 times. Yeah, well, fear of missing out of a good deal is definitely a thing. I suffer from it as well, but given that I know how much money I have right now and I know what is going to come in from February, well, the lack thereof, I need to be more considerate on how I'm using what I have, because obviously I also need to be able to pay for other things in life like health insurance, food, bills, like bills you need to use to breathe. And I have enough yarn to keep entertained for quite some years, so I really don't need to, so I need to be considerate. Yeah, you can relate, Tank. You can relate, considering who, how, and what, right? And fear of missing out is very dangerous. Don't get scared. Sometimes we just need to convince all the nice stuff we have. And I am, yes, have to keep a roof over my yarn. Luckily, my partner has a good job, and he does take care of the main house things. But that doesn't mean that I don't have my own things to pay for in our relationship, and I would like to keep doing that. And he's been very clear with me. As long as I earn money, I'm good. He doesn't say like I need to make a fortune. Of course, more money is better. Rather have enough to not have worries. But you know, as long as I make money, he's kind of okay with it, with whatever I do. So that's nice. So I should be fine, I guess. That was basically when I got fired. I said, "Can I still live with you?" And he was like, "Yeah, as long as you're making money, he doesn't care how I do it." So theoretically, if I had enough money to, let's say, if I had a running pension or passive income or whatever, he would be like, "Yeah, sure, it's fine." So he's wonderful. Well, I could sell yarn and buy some new one. And I do have a few yarns that I actually do want to sell, but I first need to figure out where they moved or relocated our post office. And when that is done, I'm probably going to put them on the Facebook Marketplace to see if I can sell them. Plus, if we get to 2K subscribers this year, I also have said that I want to do another giveaway. And I probably will do one when it's podiversary time, which is in a few months. So there will go out some yarn as well. That's the thought right now. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, ladies, for keeping me with company. It was absolutely wonderful to be with you and have you popping in either sooner or later this live stream. I'm going to say take care and happy crafting until see you again. I will be, well, not back with a live, but I will be here tomorrow with a yarn talk video. On Monday, I'll be back on a live Monday morning, the US time, or in my case, you afternoon. And if you have time, it would be wonderful to see you there. I will actually try to see if I can make a preparation for the live a bit in advance so that you know that it's coming. I've not been very good at doing that lately because I'm not always sure when I can actually start it. So it's a little bit like last moment when I do. Yeah, love you all. Thank you for being with me. It was absolutely wonderful. Take care. Love Jan. Love you. Happy crafting. And yeah, have a great day, evening, night. And thank you for rewatching if you're rewatching this live. Bye.